Hey man, do you want to see a counter space?
I know I do.
Well, guess what? You ain't gonna find it in this episode. It's just gonna be comics, events, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
That's right. It's what it is. It's the Adventure Begins show.
Right now. Alright, man, it's season 2, episode 12 of The Adventure Begins. I'm Chaz.
And I'm Jarek.
And guess what? We like to sleep with our clothes. We like to sleep in the shop.
It's what day. There's a cot set up in the ceiling, and we can see through the ceiling tiles now. It's where we go to bed. It's dark. It's cozy. It's scary.
If you go from last episode to this episode, you see the beard grow just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Maybe like as if like a fraction of an hour happened.
Check it out, man. We got some events. Monday, the 3rd, we got Miniature Mondays with this guy. It's free.
It's
all
free.
day.
It's all day. Show up. Have miniature stuff ready for you. Just bring yourself in a miniature, and you're good, dude. You're good. You're golden. You're so good at this.
All right, man. Get tips, tricks, and stuff from this guy. Maybe Jason, some other
Some of the cool cats are out there pretty often. So, yeah, cool community. We're welcoming new people, and it's a great way for me to get paid to paint miniatures in store.
Tuesday the 4th, man, we're celebrating Star Wars Day.
We are.
May the 4th.
Be with you.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you.
Oh, nice.
So at 7:30, I'm hosting Star Wars Trivia at Taps. We're going to do a cosplay contest.
Nice.
We're going to do giveaways from all the local businesses
Even
around
better.
here. But come into the shop before then, because we're doing some special things.
That's right.
Nope, we're going to do like Star Wars themed activities, like draw yourself as a Jedi or a Sith and win some prizes.
Yeah.
You have to have a loyalty account for this to happen.
But guess what? It's super easy to sign up, and they're free.
Yeah. But, as we said last week, we've got all the info, so check that out. Plus, today, well, not today, but May 4th is going to be the last day for art submissions. So, if you don't want, you're like, hey, how do I do it? Go last episode, check out the Star Wars thing.
What's with all these submissions? Well, guess what? We'll tell you later.
No, it's last week's episode.
It's last week's episode. It's simple as that. I mean,
Yes,
it's
go back.
simple. It's
One
watch
episode,
Hey,
211.
not hard. Man.
Friday the 7th, we got X-Wing made up with Colton. It's free. Big Red.
Big
Licorice.
Hey, Red October sitting by.
That's at 6 p.m. Saturday the 8th, we got Pokemon Meetup. That's totally free. That's at 2 p.m.
Wow, I'm surprised there's so many free things that we offer.
We offer
As if all you gotta do is show up. Wow.
Free
Hey,
knowledge.
this is a free knowledge. It's a free thing that we got going on. Show up from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. We're going to have cool cats and, people playing Pokemon cards stuff. So if you want to kick off your collection, you want to meet other people, want to learn how to play the game because your kid is really interested in it, guess what? We can teach you. It's as simple as that. And what's also cool is keep your eyes and ears open for the cool summer tournament qualifier stuff we have going on. We need people to sign up for this so we can do cool, fun, organized play in some way.
But we don't know what the prizes are, so that's kind of like not on us. It's kind of
Yeah.
on Pokemon.
I'm yelling at Pokemon here. Pikachu, you let me down, man. I want Ryan Reynolds to officially, apologize to me as Pikachu.
How about this? We just flip him off.
There you go.
And
Simple as that.
he's gone. Very cool.
There he goes. Also going on Saturday, we have our tabletop and Warhammer meetup. This is a free event that goes on all day. It's another free thing, dude. How are we even alive as a business? All these free things we do.
And we're talking about upstairs.
Yeah, come on.
All this free stuff. Come on.
More free things coming in the future? What? Anyway, this is a free event. Counter says 4 o'clock. You can show up at 11 and probably do something. Jared is always usually here at 11, as well as like 1 or 2 other guys, and it goes on probably until 11 p.m. when most of the guys leave. This is an all-day thing, and it's free. Whether you want to play Warhammer or whether you want to play Team Yankee, if you want to bring some super obscure thing no one ever heard of, like, I don't know, Wild West Exodus, you can. Guess what? Tables are here. They're open for you. They're free.
Here's something that's not free. Sunday the 3rd, we got the D&D Adventurers League. This is for the big kids.
Big boys.
4 p.m. It's $5. Sign up online. If you can't sign up online, it means we're either sold out, you can't get a spot, or something's happened to the website.
It usually happens like that. It's really simple. Sign up are going to be online, so make sure you registered there. Do not show up day of and be like, hey, I'm here to play D&D, and all my seats are closed. Don't do that. It's a headache. Please stop. Please stop, Jared.
Hey, don't forget to show up this week for your Asmodee week number 2 riddle.
That's right. These go live on Monday, so make sure to come in on Monday.
No, that's right, man. So, don't forget to check out all of our upcoming events and all that jazz online by searching
The Adventure Begins on Facebook and Insta. That's right. The Adventure Begins on Facebook and Insta.
That's right. Comics.
Chaz.
And Hey! On this week's Secret Stash, the road to Civil War begins right here. It's the Invincible Iron Man #7.
Number 7.
Third print.
Third print.
First appearance, Riri Williams.
Riri Williams.
You don't know who that is?
Neither do I.
It's Ironheart.
That makes more sense.
That's right, man. Come on in and get it.
Secret Stash. Hey guys, welcome back to yet another episode of Adventure Begins. This week we're going to be doing a quick demo of the game The Initiative. It's a new one we got here in store. This is a cooperative, narrative, code-breaking game for 1 to 4 players. You're going to be looking at about 30 minutes for each session once you get into it. The nice thing is there's multiple chapters that you can play through and multiple missions after the core story of the game that you can keep on going as you're doing things. In this game, you're a bunch of kids who bought a game at a garage sale in 1994, and once they get into it, they realize things are a little too specific revolving around them and their lives. As you keep getting further and further into the game, you're going to uncover more story elements, unlock more missions, uncover more secrets, and finally get to the very end of the game and either win or lose, depending on how much stuff you've done in the past. So the nice thing is, the game begins in pretty much an easy step. You set up the board as it says in the back of your mission objective, which is this guy right here. It's going to tell you how to set your board up, including how many clues go where to add in different barriers, such as this guy, as well as don't look at the front of it, because the overall goal of the game is to try and break the code you need here to know the key phrases for what you're doing. Game begins with the first player drawing 4 cards from the top of the resource deck. And from there, they're going to do various actions, which are labeled right here across the board on the right side. They can either run, which allows them to move different rooms. They can either gather intel, which gives them access to clues to hopefully break the code. They can either grab intel from another room so they have an idea of what they're looking at, or they can regroup, allowing you to kind of discard all the stuff in a certain action and reset the amount of things you can do. The key thing is, each card that you have has a different number attached to it. So this guy's going to have a 6, a 2, a 3, and a 6. Now, when you place cards down to do an action, you need to make sure the card has a higher number than the one below it. So the nice thing with all your core actions, they start off at 0, so any card is able for you to be used right off the bat. However, if you place a higher card, like 6, on top of it, Now the next person who wants to do something needs to have a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. Each set of cards goes up to 12 as the max. So you place a 12 card right off the bat, you're kind of making it hard for anyone else to do everything. And keep in mind, this is a cooperative game. You're working together to solve the mystery as you do things. Now each player has 2 actions they can do on their turn, and they're basically dictated by the cards you place on the actions. So let's say we're playing for the blue guy here, Brock Sanders. We're going to place a 3 on the run action to move up to 3 rooms. I'm going to go right there. Awesome. So my next one, I'm going to place my 2 on the gather. I can collect up to 2 tokens from that room, and I'm going to do just that. I'm going to grab these guys, flip the first one, oop, and it's a symbol like that, and a symbol like that. We can take them off the board, go to your little capture here, and if there's any symbols that match it, you can flip it up and go from there. So it looks like we only got 1 of them this time. So now we know the code has the letter U in there. The game keeps progressing and you keep on doing stuff. And now, the key thing is there is a time limit as you keep doing stuff. You have a set amount of resources you have available to you, and once the stack runs out, you have to shuffle in the discard pile, which then adds in these cool time tokens, which basically say if you draw those when you draw cards, they get discarded immediately, and once you have 2 or 3 of them in the discard pile, the game is over whether you solve the clue or not. So this is the initiative. There are, once again, at least 15 chapters for the main story, plus stuff afterwards. It's a really cool game that you can find here, and there's multiple things just like it at The Adventure Begins.
Yeah, it is very visually appealing, and it keeps you locked into the story. And, a lot of books don't do that, unfortunately, which is where you have a great story and great artwork together. I mean, there's quite a lot that do that, but not so much in the monster book world.
I'm really lucky, man. I'm really lucky. Lucas was not somebody I knew that we would get. I had no relationship with him before. Before Dark Horse took on Count Crowley, and Megan Walker, who's the editor of Count Crowley, and she's edited a lot of really good books. I mean, she's worked with Sakai and Mignola, and she's worked with tons of amazing artists and writers. And she was immediately, her gut was like, I really think Lucas Kettner would be the right fit for this. And I was like, oh, dude, do you think he'd be down? And she sent him my first script. And he immediately sent back some sketches that were like, I think I have them actually in the book. Like the first thing he sent over was like these character pitches for Jerry. And I was like, oh, dude, you get it. You just freaking get it.
Right. Yeah, they're great, man. They're so great. And like I said, man, we have been selling the trade. I don't know if it had anything to do with the last interview or whatever, but it's kind of a constant seller, which makes me happy, especially if I'm behind the counter. It's like, I know this guy.
That makes me so happy. Yeah. I got to send something to the shop. I got to send something cool to the shop.
Yeah, we would love it. We could do like
a giveaway. What I've got? Let me show you this. I made a bunch of these, and I'll send some to you, and you can give them to any of your customers who are down, because I do all this stuff myself. Dark Horse is awesome and they're supportive, but there's not like some budget to go make crap. And my ass is always like, ooh, we got to make buttons. We got to make pins. I'm so old school, It's like when I had a band in high school, like I love like doing any indie film I've ever made. Like, well, there's like 5 different character cards, but we make like bubblegum trading cards. So I'll make sure and send like maybe a couple dozen for you guys if anybody at the shop wants them.
Yes, as a matter of fact, like it's funny because sports cards, the pop culture cards are going crazy right now. So those are perfect. We can do those as a giveaway.
I've been collecting like bubblegum cards since I was a kid. My son, who's 7 now, is really into Wacky Packs and Garbage Pail Kids, which I was really into when I was a kid. And I have to keep him away from like some of the ones I've held on to since I was a kid.
Yes. Wow, man. That's old school, man. They're still in the boxes. That is awesome.
What about this?
What?
Yep. And
oh, dude, I've got so many of those. Those I have.
And this is an original. They did a bunch of cool reprints. Like Wacky Packs over the decades have done some cool, like that's new, but this is original. And and this is one of the only packs I've got that I never opened. This is from, I want to say, like 1980.
Oh wow. That is so cool, man. That is awesome. And those aren't open.
No, these all I've kept close because I'm such a nerd, and I'm trying to find a cool, like, I want to do some kind of display case. As you can tell in my office, I love. Here's my spinning rack.
Yeah.
Here's some of my comics.
Very cool. Very cool.
But like, I'm a collector. I love collecting shit.
Yeah, and I was actually going to ask because last time we talked with you, you showed us some of your collection. I was going to see if you had added anything to it.
What have I added new that's cool? I think I have added some cool new stuff. I just got, this is super dope. My friend Greg Turkington, who's a genius, he's a writer and he produced music in the past, and he's a kind of incredible knowledge of music and musicians, but also of comedy and art. But he worked with Anton on his album Strange Music, and he had a signed copy of the record
that
he got for me.
How cool is that?
It's a signed copy. I'm getting the problem is it's not traditional, record size. I forget what you called it, what size these smallers are, but anyway, I need to get the right frame for it, because I've been collecting Halloween records since I was a real little kid, and I made a couple acquisitions. I don't usually buy stuff on the internet because I just like to go. Part of the adventure for me is like in person. I don't buy comics online. There's some comics I read online just because it's too hard for me to keep up with everything in physical form. But I buy trades. I buy comics, and I like the physical tangibility of going into record stores looking for. I've been collecting Halloween records since I was a kid. Like, here's a good example of one I acquired over the past year. This is Graveyard of Ghost Tales by Vincent Price.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's a new addition to the old collection. I got a really cool Boris Karloff doing scary stories that's new, and then Peter Lorre reading mystery and suspense tales. So like any spooky old vintage Halloween records, if they exist, I have almost everything probably that's ever been made, but I'm always making discoveries still of stuff that I haven't seen yet. So I love that.
That's awesome. And well, that's part of the adventure as well. I mean, I don't necessarily like garage sales, but I'll stop because you never know what you're going to find.
Oh yeah, dude. I miss garage sales because of the pandemic, amongst so many other things like estate sales and thrift shops. Thrift shop record diving is where I found some amazing records. This came in a bin at a vintage, like just an old school, like Salvation Army shop, and it's Boris Karloff doing The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I mean, how rad is that?
That's so cool. Plus, he's got that voice too. I mean, the voice is it could just put you to sleep. It's great.
That's why he was such a good Grinch, dude.
Oh, he was perfect. I mean, forever will he will always be the Grinch in my mind. Like, even when I watch the newer adaptations, I hear over everyone else. It's kind of like, Kevin Conroy will always be the Batman that I hear while I'm reading the comics,
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Freaking Conroy, man. That guy's the voice of the Batman. But there's been so many other cool actors now that have been taking on the Bat, and I'm super psyched because Jensen Ackles is doing Bruce Wayne Batman in The Long Halloween, which I worked on. I played Calendar Man in that, so I'm super psyched for people to see that. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, you got to check it out, dude. It's really cool.
That is one of my all-time favorite Batman stories.
It's one of the best Batman stories ever told, dude.
Oh, hands down, for sure.
And it's just such a it's one of those Batman stories that, as we all know, inspired and has continued to inspire so many people that make Batman cartoons, comic books, movies, television, spin-offs. So for me, when they called, I did my work on the Batman, the Long Halloween, like, I'm not joking, 2 years ago. I've been sitting on this secret for like years, and then I was like, is this never going to happen? They were like, no, it's happening. Just, COVID just changed everything. It was supposed to go last year. I think we were going to like do some announcement at San Diego and then launch it, and then everything changed. And so now that the trailer's out, I've seen part 1 in its entirety, and it's so badass, dude. And it does such a great job honoring the Loeb book. Super excited.
Yeah, when people ask, that is my go-to. It's like, if you haven't read it, you have to read this, and we always have multiple copies of it at the shop.
You want your comics, games, and sports cards, but don't want to leave the house?
I know I do.
Well, good.
Yeah, as simple as that. Well, guess what? You can stop by our online store at theadventurebeginstx.com. That's right, theadventurebeginstx.com.
For all your nerdy needs.
Yeah, that's right. We have free shipping to, guess what? All the 50 states on all orders over $100.
Oh, right.
Simple as that. Can't go wrong.
So we hope to see you in cyberspace.
Verse?
Check it out, man. We got a pet of the week. Another one.
Another one?
Yeah, this is a Great Pyrenees. This is Hank. And he's just regular old dog. He's not dressed up or anything.
I don't know, man. He's pretty great.
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe he's just Hank the Great.
Maybe.
Ooh, put a crown on him. We should Photoshop a crown on him.
Really
then
simple.
he'll be dressed up, and it would be awesome great.
We have the technology.
We do. It's called Photoshop.
It's really simple.
Guess what?
What?
You can find that on the Cyberverse.
That's right, the Cyberverse, where you can download things like that.
And check it out, man. We've got a winner for this week's Mezcal Cantina giveaway. It's a $25 gift card.
What?
Because... you know what they did? They liked.
Wow, that's
and
one
they
right
commented.
there. That's 2 votes.
Yeah, and then they shared it for another one. That's 4 votes.
That is 4 whopping votes that you can do too at home right now.
That's right, man. This is Fergus.
Wow, Fergus.
He's going to go to Mezcal Cantina with his $25 gift card, get some good eats, some awesome margaritas, and
So good.
who knows?
Simple as that. Can't
Some
go wrong.
delicious desserts, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Before we go, you got anything going on?
No, I don't think so. I'm going to go to probably the movie theater eventually.
Oh, right on.
Now that they're actually open, I don't feel as like gross going to them like I normally would.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. What about you?
I've got a whole bunch of trivia nights.
Oh, nice.
So we got tonight, I'm at Wave for general
true.
knowledge, pop culture trivia. Then I've got 3 Star Wars trivia nights. They're all going to be different.
All the same day?
No.
Okay,
no.
good.
So Tuesday is at Tapped, and that's going to focus on the OG trilogy.
Nice.
And then Wednesday over at Pacific Yard House, Star Wars trivia. And we're going to kind of mix it up, a little bit of everything.
Not bad.
And then all the way over at West Houston, whatever sports bar. And
Whatever.
every single one of these are going to have costume contests. Some are offering $100 or over for
Nice.
cosplays winners and all that jazz. So we're going to have a whole bunch of prize support. The Adventure Begins is going to be part of some of those, especially the one at Tapped, because teamed up.
Who does the voting for that? Is it you?
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
So are you going to vote yourself your cool Chewbacca costume you're working on right now?
No, I
No,
usually show
okay.
up in a Star Trek shirt.
Oh, perfect.
For these.
Yeah, you get the hate in.
We just do the thing. Well, it's just like a hand over the head. We're like, make some noise.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely not partial at all.
Yeah, we had a couple years ago a chick dressed up like Jabba the Hutt.
Nice.
It was awesome.
Nice.
Like her tail was in the way, but her mouth she would throw out her tongue, but when it was inside she'd wet it. So she'd come up to you and throw it and be like, she'd wet it with a water bottle.
Okay, because it's got really weird.
It was cool. It was
That sounds
really
really cool,
awesome.
though.
Yeah, she was great. So anyway, come dressed up and all that jazz, win some gift cards and some monies and a whole bunch of cool stuff.
Simple as that. Can't go wrong.
Yeah. So be sure to check out this week's
Zoinks, dude.
where we open up a lofty DX box from Loot Crate.
Wow, DX box. Wow, we're stepping up in the world.
Well, we always open up a
That's
DX
true.
box.
I know. I just wanted to make it people know that this is a special.
It is special.
special. If you
That's
want to
like
get your
a $55 box.
That's not bad. If you want to get your own, all you gotta do is head on over to lootcrate.com to get a box full of all of the geeky goodness they offer. And don't forget to tell them the R&R nerd, that's right, the rock and roll nerd sent you.
That's right.
And that is going to be it for this week's episode of the Adventure Begins show. But before we go, Bill, I'm sorry, schedules didn't work out this week. We'll have you on next week, though, I promise.
New episodes drop every Monday on certain social media platforms like YouTube and Facebook and on Roku for me and for you through thewoodlandsonline.com.
That's right. We hope you had a good time, and we'll join us again next week for more comics, more games, more events, and more. That's right. And also, do you guys know it is National Lemonade Day?
It is.
It is.
Do you know what the best part of running a lemonade stand is?
No.
It's not where fudge is made either. All right, do that last part over. It is. Do you know what the most profitable? Very cool. So we hope to see you in Cyberverse. What do they call it? Cyber something? Cyberspace.
Ah, yes, the Cyberverse.
Spider-Verse. Cyberverse. It was close. So we hope to see you in Cyberspace. You're poisoning all the people. That's how you make the money. Here's your poison glass of lemonade. Give me the antidote.
I'm glad we took 7 cuts for that one.
Piss off.
See you, nerds.
See ya.